and I render that out. You can see that my scene's a bit darker, so maybe I want my lighting to be not as intense, but I'd like my photons to be a bit stronger because I'm liking the way that, remember, my decay or my photons are controlling the amount of color bleeding and light bouncing. So let's increase our decay. And remember, our decay is how long we want our photons to appear on the screen. So if I knock it down to 4 and I render that out, see, again, it's a bit too strong. So it's sort of a fine game between playing how strong we want our light to be and how intense we want our photons. So let's dim our light down a bit. I pause it there for a moment just to increase the time of our scene. So I'm kind of liking the way this looks. I might dumb it down just a little bit to 0.1 because I kind of like a darker, grittier scene. Okay, and what you can see here is I'm getting some really nice light spilling, which is, you can see the green bouncing off the ball, spilling onto this wall, the blue sort of spilling a little bit more intense up here. So, but what we're getting is a really noisy scene, a really cloudy, noisy scene. And that is sort of due to two effects. One, the size of our photons themselves. So if you'd like to see the size of the actual photons, you check on maximum sampling radius, which is here. And if we render that out, and again, I'm going to pause it just to kind of speed up the previewing. Okay, you can see the actual size of our photon. Now, here's the thing with this. Because our sampling radius is only 1, you actually need a pretty good sized photon to get a pretty good or nice result. We want a larger photon and we want more photons blended together. So if I double up my maximum sampling radius to 2, and what you'll notice is our actual photon size. So these are set at 1 for now. You can see that, like this is the size of 1 photon. If I go ahead and render this out on maximum sampling radius 2, what you'll notice is I'm starting to get a little bit smoother of a result. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring this up to 4. Now, another thing is we have to let 3D Studio Max, we have to let Mental Ray, the rendering engine, know just how many photons we want to blend. So right now, our maximum number of photons per sample, which is 500, what it's saying is within this one photon area, this big photon area, it's going to look for 500 other photons around it to sort of grab onto and blend with. So if we set this to 1 and we render out our scene, what you're noticing is it's not blending with any other photons because you only have 1. So if we set this up to 1,000, and I'm only going to render out the viewable area to kind of speed up time here. Let's do this, because we're getting a really nice green fall. You can even see it with our 1 photon here. You're seeing like a lot of this green information. So we set up to 1,000, we're going to get a much smoother result because it's looking for 1,000 photons within this area. And again, this is looking sort of cloudy. So another thing we can do is we can increase the average photons per light. And that's going to give us a much crisper image because 20,000 is a bit too low. So we can set this up to, let's say, 200,000. And normally when you're doing scenes like this, you sort of want to have a good amount of photons, and it's sort of finding a good blend between the different parameters. So I'm going to go ahead and hit render again. And again, all of these things, when you're increasing the number of photons, you're increasing the photons per sample, you're increasing your render time. So let's pull down our decay a bit, 2.5, and then let's just to kind of show that result again. Let me go ahead and render this. just so we can see a little bit more of the color bleed. Actually, let's do, again, it's sort of finding a fine line between the two. Okay, I'm liking the way that looks. So let's go ahead and bring this back down to 2000, just so we can sort of see the difference in quality. Let's render that out. You can see that kind of gives us a bit of a murkier image. So a lot cleaner. So to sort of review this, the more photons you have, the smoother the picture you'll get, the sharper the lines, because you're throwing kind of more photons on the scene. Our maximum sampling radius within global illumination is the size of the individual photons. And maximum number of photons per sample is the maximum number of photons that we want to blend within this area. So if we have a size 4 photon, we want to pull in at least 1,000 from around it and sort of blend them. And then our decay is how fast those photons die off in our scene. So in the next lesson, which is lesson 3, what we'll discuss is how to control all of these attributes on a per light level.